Hi everyone, my name is Caleb and this is Rupert. Together,
Hi
we are
guys.
the authors of the book Ascendance, The Road to Being Extraordinary. In this podcast series, we hope to discuss on how you can use your strengths to be more motivated and energized in your business. In today's episode of Strengths Unlocked, we have specially invited John Kit as a guest here today, and we'll be discussing on the talents, woo, and significance. So John Kit himself, he's currently still a student at SIT, studying hospitality business. And he has joined the career for over 3 years. And in the past 3 years, he has consecutively done 3 times of MDRT.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's a personal wealth manager servicing fresh grads as well as pre-retirees. And today he leads a team of 15. So, Wilfred, shall we start with the definition of woo?
Sure. One of my favorite talents. So for people with high woo, you love making friends. There's a saying that goes where no one is a stranger, everybody is a friend that you get to meet. So as I say that, you can think about whether that's something that really resonates with you.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's for people with high woo. You love to be around people. You get energized by that. In fact, you enjoy the challenge of meeting new people, and you have this talent to also know how to ask questions and understand more about them and build rapport. You thrive by winning people over.
Right.
Which is very convenient as an FA actually.
Yeah, actually quite convenient. Yes.
So for you, right, for someone with high woo, I'm sure there are times in the career where you're de-energized and
100%.
unmotivated.
Yep.
So in such times, how do you use your high woo to actually cope with such periods?
Okay, so first of all, I have to agree 100% that being in an FA career, as an FA, you have to meet new people all the time.
Yeah.
And especially because we are doing purely one market. So essentially, the newer people that we meet are people that refer to us. So it's our friends. So I guess like having this specific woo strength of mind, it energizes me, like what you mentioned, whenever I meet a newer individual. Yeah, so whenever I refer a new person, instead of feeling the usual fear that most people would have, like, what would this person think of me? Or this person feel, would this person think I'm good or not good as an FA? To me, I don't really have that thought in my mind. To me, it's just I just want to make sure that I break the ice with you as soon as possible, as fast as possible. And if you can speak and transit into business, I think that would be great. So at down times, okay, to me, I guess I would like to say I can never be alone. And I do understand some people find value and also like they feel more comfortable when they are alone time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't have that at all.
You don't have any alone time?
I don't have that.
You don't need alone time.
I would rather not have any alone time. I mean, okay, I guess at times when the only alone time I need is when I'm traveling from place to place, appointment to appointment.
Nice.
Yeah, if not, most of the time I just look forward to being at the venue, being at the location that we set, that I set with my prospects or my friends, and just starting the conversation with them. I think that's what energizes me. So
not tiring, man, to constantly talk to people.
On the contrary, I feel. I mean, this was something that I discovered even way before I went to actually do my own strength finder, right? To know my own 34 strengths. 34 days.
Yes, 34.
34. No positioning. Okay, well, anyways, yeah. So way before that, I really realized that actually, I'm not somebody that can actually thrive when I'm alone. Yeah, I feel like I work better when I'm with somebody, and just like what you mentioned, just like what I asked the question, how do I feel energized? I feel energized when I meet newer people, actually specifically acquaintances. So for an example, I love to go to birthday parties for my friends, with my friends. My friends show me, I say, okay, let go. Because I know that for a fact that I probably only know a handful, maybe 10-20% of people there. Remaining 80% are probably going to be people I don't know, right? And to me, it's okay. I feel very, very excited when I think about it. Then when I go there, I just make sure I present myself well, and whoever that comes along, I introduce myself. Just like what you said, I don't really have any fear of resistance or inertia when I meet somebody new. I just use another opportunity to make a new friend.
That's totally like different from most people, right?
Yeah.
When they go to a birthday party, they are like, wow, hide in a corner kind. But for John Kit, it's okay, I want to be there. Or maybe sometimes the center of attention. And so that he feels good. Yeah, so with this strength of yours, how have you used it over the past 3 years, right, to build this career?
Okay, so like what I mentioned, because I don't have any inertia in breaking the ice, I essentially take a much shorter time to get comfortable with somebody or to make that person feel comfortable with me,
Yeah.
right? And it just happens naturally. So when I do that, then of course at the end of that maybe 3 to 5 minutes conversation, not that I'm timing, but 3 to 5 minutes conversation, I usually naturally just whip out my phone and say, hey, why not let's connect on social media?
Yeah.
And from there I already establish a connection with them via social media. So that actually puts them in my what we call tomorrow's market, essentially meaning to say tomorrow I can reach out to them. So how that has helped elevate my advisory business is it helps to curb that issue of when advisors say I run out of leads already.
Yeah.
Because
I feel it all the time. Yeah.
correct, because every other week, every other month, I'm attending a new social event, for example, or it could also even be not limited to birthday parties, but from top of mind, I also enjoy playing football. And so when I do go for a game of football with maybe 1 or 2 of my friends, the rest of the players are all people that I also don't know, right? I didn't know beforehand. So that's when I could also use this strength of mine that I believe has served me well over the years to capitalize on that and to gain and establish a connection quickly. So now they are all within my network of friends, so I will never run out of leads per se.
Yep.
So what's your thought? Because some people when they do this, they'll feel that it's very transactional. Like, wow, if I go for this event,
Agenda,
wow, then I have an agenda.
Correct.
So what's your thoughts on that?
So I think first things first. When that's why I want to emphasize on the fact that to me it happens naturally. Okay, to me it happens naturally. So when I go there, it's not like before I actually arrive there, tell myself I need to get 10 Instagram members.
Or you don't.
Not so much of that. It's more of because at the end of the day, I'm also someone that does my connects my business based on vibes. Yeah, and I guess every FA has their own specialty or specialization. Right? Some people are very, very into investment. Some people are very, very into maybe the stock market are very up to date. To me, I feel majority of my business is done via relationship. Yeah, so instead of products, it's just me. So to me, I value the chemistry that we have, that I can potentially have with even a stranger.
Same vibes,
Yeah. So when I go to a party or a social event, instead of having that on my mind, which I believe is very, very important, before you step in the party, before what kind of mindset you're adopting before you go in, I'm not adopting that kind of mindset where I have to collect 10 Instagram handles. So to address your question, to me, I go in there, I just feel like it's part of my nature to make friends.
Genuine.
So I just do that. And I guess the second point would be that going to the whole topic of being genuine and sincere, to me is I find it interesting, right? To find out about what they are doing. Because I feel like there's always more than meets the eye, and I cannot really judge every boy's cover. So over the years, I feel like when I actually have a preconceived notion about this person, I mean, everybody judges at first glance, right? When I actually take that step forward to break the ice, right, capitalizing on my own strength, the conversations just flow out. And I realize more often than not, the impression that I have when I just look at them, as compared to the impression that I gain after I speak to them a few sentences, right, and find out about what they're doing, maybe a job or what they're busy with nowadays. Actually, it's quite interesting, It's quite intriguing to me. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like having the right mindset is important because like what we first say when you just post the question, a lot of FAs will have that what's that called? Thinking that actually are they very transactional? But to me, I guess it has never been a problem. Yeah. So I guess yeah.
So would you say whenever you feel de-energized and everything, you throw yourself into groups where you get to know more friends? Either that or you meet your clients, either that or you go to office and spend time with your colleagues?
Okay, I think more of the last two than the first one. So it's not like it's not like I always try to self-chill.
Or you should wait for chill only
not say I always so I guess it's finding a balance. It's not like I always like I feel lonely. Go and purposely go and chum say you got a party to go. That's a bit weird. To me, that's a bit weird. So but more of like what Wilfred mentioned. I tend to be around the office more often because I feel like actually being surrounded by people is important. And like what I mentioned previously, I don't think I function well alone, right? And I guess the occasional chills to meet a client. Let's say if I'm in the area and I just had that appointment and there's maybe about 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I can potentially call somebody. I think which client stays in this area or which friend stays in this area. Maybe I can throw them up for supper. That's what I do also essentially. Okay. So I guess it's just maximizing every opportunity I can to be with somebody. I feel that's always more meaningful than to keep my opinions to myself or my thoughts to myself. Yeah, so I guess that's how I thrive with the whole strength.
Okay.
Yeah, so to summarize what Jonky has mentioned, right? Wu essentially gives him energy when he spend time with people, people that he's comfortable with, and at the same time, in certain situation, he's also very comfortable to spend time with strangers. Like for example, the birthday party that he talked about, and he knows how to put himself in a position to succeed. So for example, some advisors ask me, "Oh, Caleb, should I run ads or not?" For example, and if I tell Jonky to go and run ads, maybe it's like, wow, how to even design the ad and everything. That's not something that gives him energy and energizes him. Instead, for him, maybe social prospecting, going out there to meet people, to spend time with his friends and family members, right? Mutual friends energizes him. Yeah, so what's one advice that you give somebody, right, in the audience that also has a real talent?
I feel like it's important to, I mean, this is maybe unpopular opinion, but I personally feel that someone with Wu's strength, right, should be a bit more thick-skinned. Don't be afraid to put yourself in the limelight because at the end of the day, you want to be in a position where you can get to meet as many people as possible, regardless of whether they are your friends to begin with or not your friends. I feel someone with a Wu strength, right, should capitalize on it by constantly meeting newer individuals and breaking the ice quickly, right? Because you do it naturally, you naturally do it well. Yeah, so you should, in a sense, hone that specific trait of yours now. And I guess like what Wilfred mentioned, because we are in a people's business, it's very important to tackle this particular inertia problem, right, quickly, and people with Wu strength are able to do it well. So yeah, why not capitalize on it?
I think this explains why 20% of Jonky's clients come from referrals. Because when you meet a client's partner or their parents, you find it very easy to break the ice. So referrals is one of the secrets for sustainability for high Wu advisors as well. I think that's something that we can take away from Jonky as well. Okay, shall we continue with significance next?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
So for Jonky, right, his high significance as well. So it comes hand in hand with high Wu. So for significance, he likes to make an impact. It's very, very important for him to make an impact in the organization he's in. And he loves winning also. But if he wins and nobody knows, to him it's like, I might as well don't win. Okay, so he loves being recognized, being the limelight, being awarded with prizes. That's something that someone with high significance would enjoy. So especially in our career at FA, right, there's awards and everything. So it's very convenient to have be high in the significant talent as well. So for you, right, with high significance, there are, not every month is Sunday, right? But there are some months where your efforts might not translate into results in terms of the advisory results that you generate.
Correct.
So in these months where you are not the top of the firm in terms of performance, you're not feeling your best also, how do you fit that significance talent of yours to make sure that you still feel important to the organization?
I think apart from just the sales or personal production aspect, where you do get some form of recognition at the end of each one, of course, that's something that I definitely strive for. I always envision myself, potentially going out there to receive a certificate, for example, in front of the company, and I feel that's something that fuels me. But apart from that, if I'm not able to achieve that because of some of the down months, I feel like what I usually try to do is I try to achieve them significance, right, from my peers or from our colleagues or even from the juniors. So I guess this whole concept or this whole environment of sharing, right, helps me to actually increase my significance also, because whenever juniors have or whenever some of the other colleagues have specific problems, I just want to make it known that they can come to me, right, for advice, right? Especially in areas where maybe I'm a bit more proficient in.
You love it when they seek you for advice.
Yeah, right. And of course, to me is it's not just that I go there and say, hey, by the way, you need some advice. No lah. It's more of just being there in office, and I guess that's where it correlates with the whole Wu trait, which essentially encourages me to be with people right, in the office. And to me, when I'm present there, and whenever there are specific case studies that I think about, and I'm just nice, I'm a senior that's there, then they can actually come to me. And to me, that's where I can double down on my significance trait lah. Of course, apart from that, there are also weekly coaching sessions that I have with my own associates, and of course, other leaders, associates within the agency as well, that I usually use these sessions to really share exactly what I know, right? And through these sessions, after each session, even though sometimes, of course, there is physical fatigue over after 3-4 consecutive coaching sessions, which probably Kayla and Wilfred will also be familiar with. I guess that it's still that significance element, that adrenaline that I actually value added to these people that keeps me going as well. I guess at the end of the day, tapping onto your strengths is what essentially energizes you, keeps you going. So I guess that's how I make sure that I stay energized, even if I do not necessarily achieve any personal production recognitions.
It seems like a lot of different things you do will contribute to your significance, right? You talk about going out on stage, you talk about coaching your advisors, you talk about people coming to you, right, to share their problems or their issues, and everything gives you energy.
Yep.
Right, I'm quite curious, right? What is that raw form of significance? Means to say that previously, right, years before, how do you deal with not being significant, right, in your own definition?
Especially when you were new and you just started, you had nothing to your name.
Yeah, no one will come to you, ma.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess when I remember my first ever month, right? Fortunately, really worked my ass off for I think 2-3 months before RNF, right? So fortunately, I was able to achieve what's it called, production target that I was satisfied with, right? So I think that was when I guess I identified, even before doing all this, that was way before doing strength and everything. That was when I realized, yeah, it felt nice, right? And when I was called up to do specific sharings with different units, then that's when I realized actually I kind of enjoy this, and that actually kept me going for the next 2 to 3 to 4 months, which eventually led to my first round table within 5 months. So to me I realized it was because of that first month's success, right? And what actually transpired from there, right? Which were the invitations to speak to certain people, and certain people coming up to me and saying, hey, how you do this? And after sharing the feeling that I felt, the emotion that I felt going through that, it was what I experienced then that kept me, that told me that actually, okay, you should leverage on the fact that you feel this adrenaline every time you actually perform well, right? And you ride on this wave all the way through. So I think that's something that I only established. Fortunately, it worked out for me in that the very first month of my business. So that I guess that was where I truly experienced how doubling down on significance could get me. Where it could get me.
So he has never felt insignificant in his career so far because you started off the career strong.
Yes, and also because after that, intentionally, I always try to make sure that I push myself to achieve that specific accolade or the specific recognition, right? So that everything else after that can fall into place.
In the first 2-3 months before you got your license, we are not allowed to give advice and everything. So all you're doing is studying, getting better at financial knowledge, right?
Correct.
So at that point of time, you had no limelight.
Yes.
So you were doing your own quiet time and just focusing on your craft. So how do you keep that going? What do you have in your mind that kept you going during that period that might be related to this significance talent?
Okay, so I guess not everything has to be on a large scale. It could also be on a personal scale. So for example, as an advisor, right, and I guess most advisors will also face this problem, which is they feel like they are not exactly valuable enough, right? But like what I mentioned, not everything has to be on macro scale where I receive a certificate in front of the company, or I go onto the big stage in front of the entire company to receive an award. But it could also be on a micro stage where, let's say, for example, Caleb is my prospect or my friend, and I just go there and I make sure that whatever I share with him, right, he actually takes something away. And then he tell me at the end, maybe via a testimonial or maybe via a face-to-face comment, just a small comment, hey, anyways, I think today's session not bad. That also adds to my significance.
Testimonial.
Right? So, yes, correct. So the past 2 months, we're talking about the past 2 months, the 2 months, 3 months leading up to my first ever month in a career, 3 years ago, right? That was what I was actually subconsciously, in a sense, feeding on to actually energize myself to go on to the next appointment, to go on to the next appointment, to go on to the next appointment. So I guess, all in all, right, specifically, before I even discovered all this significant shit, right, to me is I just want to focus on value adding, which is again very cliche. Most people will say, this FA is just on sales. But to me, that's the truth, nothing but the truth. I mean, with every appointment, if I'm able to value it in a way, just any way, even if it's BTO, you don't really know, and you don't really understand the different down payment scheme, I regurgitate it from the HDB website to you in a very, very easy, jargon-free way. And you understand it. That's also leading up to my significance. Yeah. So that answers the question.
Yeah. So to summarize the whole talent significance for John Kidd, it seems like he gets a lot of significance from not just the bigger things like collecting awards, being in front of a stage, but also the small little things that he does every day, right? Talking to someone that he may or may not know and delivering value along the way. And when somebody says something that is positive, it fits into that significant trait of him. Yeah. And do you have any last word of advice for anyone with the talent significance?
Okay, I guess similarly to the Wu trait, but actually emphasizing more on the whole significant strength, right? Don't be afraid to put yourself in the limelight, because being in the limelight puts you in front of everybody and puts you in a place where you are very, very visible. That's where essentially we can have the opportunity to shine more than just being behind the scenes. Yeah. So always strive to be that a bit more sort of like take on the more overachiever role, because we need the attention and we need the spotlight from people, right, to be able to thrive.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it also links to the whole Wu trait. Don't be afraid to be thick-skinned, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there, right? And grab the opportunities, because people with significant trait, right, we cannot just let things be and settle for less and let opportunities fall in our laps. We have to go out there and we have to go and grab it on. So I guess fortunately these two, Wu and significance, pairs well, and that's why I enjoy doing what I'm doing, especially in the FA business, where we are always judged, we are always looked at, right? So I guess that's where I harness it to something positive myself.
So you remind me of two quotes. First one is 有奖必拿. So when there's an award and there are incentives to run for, which our career always has, high significance, right, especially people like you, right, you should run for it because it energizes you to keep going and be recognized for it. Second quote I thought of is a life lived for others is a life worth living. So when you make a difference to people, you feel important, people recognize you for helping them, and that keeps you going as a leader, as an advisor in FA. Yeah. So thanks so much for sharing.
Okay, good to have you today. That's it for this episode of Strengths Unlocked. See you in the next one.